Hello everyone, this is Crystal. Today I am going to show you how to draw these cute little snowflakes and then turn our snowflakes into a stamp brush, and then we'll use that stamp brush to create a repeating pattern similar to this one. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is draw our snowflakes. So we are going to create a new document. I'm going to use 3000 by 3000 pixels at 400 dpi. And then we are going to use the symmetry tool to do this. And if you haven't used the symmetry tool, it is super fun to play with and makes things like snowflakes really, really easy. So we're going to grab our black, a true black to start, and we are going to set up our drawing guide. So to do this, we're going to go to the actions menu, so the little wrench. We are going to hit canvas and then go to toggle on the drawing guide right here. And then right underneath it where it says edit drawing guide, we're going to click that and hit the symmetry tool right here on this last one. And then under options, we are going to hit quadrant or radial. So that way we have all of these different sections, and then everything we draw within each of these sections will be repeated all the way around. So hit done. And then we are going to use just a monoline brush. So in the calligraphy section, there is a monoline, and we want a pretty decent line weight on this since we are going to be shrinking it down and turning it into a brush. So I have it all the way up. Okay, so to draw our first snowflake, we are going to take our brush, start in the middle, excuse me, and just draw a line out and hold it so it snaps into a straight line and get it somewhat in the middle. And I am going to try that again because it's looking a little weird there right in the center. That looks better. Snap it to middle, right there. Okay, and so for this first one, we are going to just do like a circle at the end of our little line here. And I'm going to fill that with black. And then we're going to do these little like, I don't know, little lines coming off like that. So we'll do a couple of those. And I'm going to hold each time so it snaps to a straight line. And then we're going to make some little like points right here. So we'll take from the middle and connect right there, let it snap, and then go on the other side, do the same thing. And then I'm gonna make these ones a little bit like a thicker line, so a little bit more black to it. So I'm gonna do it again right below it, and then drop some color into those sections. Okay, so that's our first snowflake. So then we'll draw or create a new layer, just turn off that snowflake layer, and we're gonna draw another snowflake. So we want to do about 4 so we have some variety in our snowflakes. So we'll click on the layer and hit the drawing assist right here. And that'll create it so that this symmetry tool is working again. If we didn't click that, it would just be a regular layer. Okay, so for the next one, we're gonna start the same way with a line coming out. Let it snap to straight and then position it where you want it so it looks kind of even. All right, so this one I'm going to draw the circle at the end a little bit further out and a little bit smaller. And then I'm going to do like some round things like this instead of the sharp ones like the last one. So that looks good. And then we'll kind of arch up like this, bring those together. We'll do the same thing on this side. Bring those together. And I'm gonna add some thickness again. So we'll do it on both sides like that. And then color those in black. Okay. And then I think I'll put a little dot right here. And then right here. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. So create a new layer, turn that one off, click the layer, hit the drawing assist, and let's do it again. So we're gonna start with our line coming out. Okay, get it? So it's pretty even. And then we'll do a dot at the end. And then this one I'm gonna do a little bit rounder. So I'm gonna kind of go up like that on both sides. So it's almost like a little flower look. And then we'll do it again down here. And then I think I'll go ahead and fill those. Okay, and then I think I'll do a dot right here and right here. And let's do like a point like this that comes out with a little dot on the end of these ones. Okay, I like that. Let's see, I might do another little line right in the middle. And I feel like this needs something, so we'll do a little Z right here, or a V. Okay, that one looks good to me. All right, okay, one more thing. You guys can just fiddle with these as much as you like until you get them exactly how you want them. There is really no right or wrong way when it comes to snowflakes. Okay, turn that one off. One more. We're going to turn on our drawing assist. And let's see. This one, we're gonna go make our line. Okay, we'll draw our circle out here this time. We're gonna do the zigzags again, or the V's. Like this. We'll do 2 of them. And then I think we'll do like a tall point in between. Bring those together. And do it one more time. Okay, and then I'm gonna make this second line a little bit thicker. Okay, and then we'll do a dot up here. And right here. And we'll fill these ones in. Okay, like it. All right, so that is 4 different snowflakes. So now we're gonna turn each of these snowflakes into a brush stamp. So what we'll do is we'll just start with this first one. We're gonna go ahead and just turn off the drawing guide. So the actions menu, just toggle that back off. And then with the actions menu still open, we're gonna go to where it says add, and then hit copy canvas right there. Okay, and then in our brushes, we are going to go to the very, very top and start a new folder. And we can, one thing you can do is if you like, when it's highlighted, if you like scribble it, that'll erase it, and then you can just write with your pencil. So I'm gonna just call this snow, then take a spot and then do stamps, and that'll do the space in between. Snow stamps, there we go. Okay, and then on this little plus, we're gonna hit the plus so that we create a new brush. Okay, so on the brush menu, we're gonna start by going to shape right here, and then we're gonna hit edit, and then we're gonna hit import right here, and then we're gonna paste. So that pastes our snowflake. And then you're taking 2 fingers, you're gonna tap that to invert it. Otherwise, you'll have a white background on your stamp, which we don't want. We want just the shape to be our stamp. So there is our stamp. So we're gonna go to the stroke path up at the very top. And, oh, I didn't hit done. Excuse me, let's go back. Edit, import, paste, 2 fingers, and then hit done. Have to hit done or it doesn't save it. Okay, up to stroke path, and we're gonna make the spacing all the way up, so to the max. And then we're going to go back to shape. Now, on this rotation, if I wanted it to, when you stamp it, to like turn a little bit every time I stamped, then I could adjust that. With snowflakes, they're so symmetrical anyway that you don't even see. If it turned slightly, it's still gonna look exactly the same as it looked. So I don't really need to mess with that. But if I was making a stamp that was like a heart, then depending on how I was using it, I might want the heart to like turn and scatter, or I might want it to line up perfectly. So a lot of times I'll create it, I'll leave the rotation at 0, but then depending on how I'm using it, I'll just come in and edit the brush and change the rotation as I want to. So if I show you, like it rotates the different stamps. Okay, but right now we're gonna leave that at 0. Okay, and then we're gonna go down to where it says Apple Pencil. And right here, the opacity is turned all the way up. That means depending on the pressure, it would be light, opaque or not opaque or transparent, but we want these to be completely solid. So we're gonna take the opacity all the way down to 0, or to no. We want it to be solid. And then the last thing is we go to properties right below that. We're gonna toggle on the use stamp preview. And then we're gonna take our maximum size all the way to the top and leave our minimum size all the way to the bottom, and then hit done. Okay, so there's our first stamp. And we're gonna test it real quick. So we'll go to our canvas, create a new layer, turn off that first stamp, and then, so here's our stamp. So you can see if we go down all the way off, it's basically 0, there's not even anything there. And then all the way up will be the same size that we drew it in, actually even bigger. So find a size and test it out. So there's one, go a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller. So there we go. Okay, now we're gonna do the same thing for the next one. So we'll turn on our next snowflake, which is on our layer 3 at this point. And we are going to create the stamp again. I'll walk you through this one more time, and then I will speed up the video and do the next 2 stamps. Okay, so we're going to go to our wrench, hit copy canvas under the add. Then we're gonna go to our brushes, hit the plus to create a new brush. We are gonna go to shape, edit, right here at the top, import, paste. 2 fingers to invert, so that we have the white with the black background. Hit done. Go up to the stroke path and put our spacing all the way up. Go down to Apple Pencil and turn our opacity all the way down. And then properties, we turn on the stamp preview and we turn the brush size up all the way, and then hit done. Okay, so that's our second stamp. So let's go to our testing layer again. I'll turn that one off and turn that one back on. And let's try this one out. So that looks good. All right, looks good. All right, let's do the next 2. I will speed up the video at this point. All right, so at this point we have the 4 different stamps made, but I actually want to do one more because I want to have just like a circle that I can just do some dots around, because I just feel like it's a good filler without being too busy when the snowflakes are already quite busy. So to do that, it's just super, super easy. All we're going to do is we're going to create a new brush. So if you go to the shape, it's already a circle, so we don't have to mess with that. We just go to our stroke path, put our spacing all the way up, go to our Apple Pencil, turn down our opacity all the way, properties, use the preview, and then increase our brush size all the way. So now we have a circle and our 4 stamps. So we'll turn on this test layer again and just test them. All right, sorry, my camera quit recording there for a second. All I did was just test out my stamps and they're all working great. So at this point we have all of our stamps and our circle stamp, and we're going to ready to create our pattern. So we're going to our gallery and we're going to hit the plus and create a new document. So I'm going to be working at the 3000 by 3000 pixels at 400 dpi again. And when I make my patterns, especially like a pattern like this, I like to start by putting my background in. So I'm going to create, on my first layer, I'm going to pick my dark blue You can use whatever color you want and put in my background. You you could just change this background color, but I prefer to have it in its own layer just because I feel like it's easier to manipulate that way if I want to adjust the color slightly or do different colors and stuff. So we'll just leave that there. And then I like to put a texture over my background so that it's not just a plain solid color. And I have another tutorial, which I will link in the description, that teaches how to create a texture that's repeating, that can be used in a repeating pattern. But we're not going to go over that today. I'm just going to use one that's already created. So I'm just going to add that in real fast. I hit the wrench, I'm going to insert my file, and it's this linen texture. And then I like to play with the blending modes on these. So I usually like soft light's one of my favorite ones, and I turn down the opacity a little bit. And you can leave it black like that, or if I want it to be a lighter color, then I'll hit the hue, saturation, brightness menu and bring the brightness up all the way to white. And then you get like a different look where the texture is lighter than the background. So I'm going to go with that today. Let's turn that opacity down just a little bit more. Okay, and then create a new layer. So now we're ready to start our actual snowflakes. All right, so what we are going to do is we are going to grab some white. So if you double click or tap right next to white, it'll automatically just jump to pure white. We'll start with our bottom snowflake here, and we're gonna go do like 3 of these. So we'll do like kind of a bigger one. So that one I did at 23% here. So you might want to write that down if you're trying to make your snowflakes all the same size. And then this one we'll do about 12%, and then we'll do kind of one in the middle. We'll do like a 15. That looks good. So 12, 15, 23. And then I'll do the next one. So we'll do 23-ish, doesn't have to be exact. And then 15-ish over here. And then 12 or 11 right there. Okay. The one thing to be aware of is as we're putting snowflakes in here, we don't want anything to go off the canvas. We're keeping everything in the canvas. So we'll do the next one. This one I probably won't do as big because we're gonna try to get one right in here. And then we'll do one over here. Let's see, I'll do that one a little bit bigger. You can kind of just vary the sizes. It doesn't really have to be super exact. We'll do a smaller one over there. And then the last one, we'll just probably do smaller ones and then save the bigger one for when we move the canvas. And we'll go like there, there, there. Okay, so now we have a group of snowflakes, and I'm going to add some dots in here because I just think it looks cuter when you have some more. You can fill it in without it being super busy by just adding some dots. So we'll do it like, that's a little big. So I'm at about 3% here. And we'll do a few dots right here. And then come back in with a smaller one, go down like 2% and fill in a few more. Okay, once it feels nice and good to you, then we are ready to move our canvas. So now we're wanting to get to these outside sides so that we can add some snowflakes over here, but in order to make it repeat, we have to move things. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to create a new layer, grab any color and drop it in, and then reduce the opacity. Now the reason we do this is we're trying to move our complete canvas and not just our image. And so by putting a layer over it, we're basically able to select the entire canvas. So we select that layer plus our image layer, and we're gonna hit the group right here, close the group, swipe and duplicate. So now we have 2 of these. Grab our bottom one, and we are going to hit the little arrow. We want to make sure snapping is turned on. So you got your snapping on, and I got the distance and the velocity at about halfway. And we're going to slide over until we see the yellow line down this side, and we want the yellow line down the middle, so there's like that plus right there. So hopefully you can see that right there. And then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So bring it over until I have the plus right there. And then If I unclick, I can tell there's no lines. So because we're using a layer that we've turned down the transparency on, it makes it really easy to see if something's off, because if I was off this way, you would be able to see a blue line, and if I was off this way, it would be a red line. So by having it transparent, we can make sure that there is no errors. So that's looking good. So then we'll open both of our groups, delete the red layer, and merge those down. Okay, so now we're going to fill in some snowflakes right here. So we only used small ones of this very last one right here. So I'm going to take my white, grab that last one, and do a little bit of a bigger one, like right here in the middle. Probably go a tiny bit bigger than that. Okay, that looks good. And then we'll do the other one, we'll go down and do like a couple smaller ones. And we'll do this one. Oop, too big. Just kind of playing with size here a lot. And then, so I already have two round ones, so I want to get some of the different shape in between these ones right here. It's too close. Okay, that looks good. I feel like that's enough snowflakes, so I'm going to just go to my circle now. Let's see, we'll do a couple of the bigger circles and then a couple of the smaller ones. Just fill in this middle section. Okay, so now we're going to divide our canvas again. This time we're going to go up and down so we can get to these edges on the top and the bottom. So we create a new layer, grab our color we're using for our fill color, hit the N, slide down your opacity bar, select the two and group them, duplicate your group, move one up until it clicks into place with the orange on both sides, and same thing going down. So we got our orange along the bottom and along the sides. Okay, and if I unclick and look, there is no weird lines, so we got it. So we're going to open both of our groups, delete the red layer, and sandwich that together or merge it down. Okay, so now we need to just fill in some snowflakes right there. So we're going to grab our white and just pick whichever brush you want to use. I'm going to go with this one. We're going to put one right there. That looks good. And then we'll do another kind of a larger one. I think I'll use this one right here and put that one right there. Okay, and then we're going to do some smaller ones in here. And oops, too big. Right there. Vary the size a little bit. Okay, that's looking all right to me. Go back to my circle and do some of the circle dots. And the smaller circle, so right about there. Let's see, those ones look like they're too small. Let me fix that again. All right, that looks okay to me. Okay, so now we just got to get these two little sides on the side. So we're going to create a new layer, bring in our fill color, turn down the opacity, select the two layers and group them, duplicate, and since we need to go this side and this side, we're going to move to the left and right. So we go left, make sure everything snaps, and go right. Okay, I saw my orange crosshairs. There's no weird lines. Open up our groups, delete our fill layer, merge them together, grab our white, and just probably only room for one snowflake there. Let's see, I'm gonna use, I think I'll use this one right here at the top. Go a little bit bigger on that one. Okay, that looks good. Let's see, I might do a couple teeny ones over there. So we'll use this one, and we'll use this one over here. Okay, add our dots. Don't need very many of those. There's pretty full at this point. Okay, so now you can fill in anything else if you see any other spots where you just feel like it needs a little dot. Just make sure you don't go over the edge anywhere. And I am happy with that. Okay, so this is our repeating pattern right here. So at this point we can save it. So we're gonna go File, Share, and hit JPEG to save it as a JPEG. Hit Save Image. And then we're going to create a new layer and then insert that photo back in. So we'll hit Add, Insert a Photo. So there is our solid image, and we're gonna hit the arrow and resize it down to halfway or into this first quarter. Duplicate that layer, bring it over, make sure we're seeing those orange lines so that we know we got it exactly into 1/4. And so you can check, yep, it's seamless there. Duplicate it again, bring it down here, oops, and then duplicate it again and bring it down here. Okay, we look, everything's seamless. So there you have it. That is how you can create a seamless pattern using a stamp. I hope you enjoyed, and we will see you next time.